A single promise could change the course of the war in Ukraine and the future of global security. Behind closed doors, Washington is weighing guarantees that critics warn could pull the United States into a direct war with Russia. The risks are enormous, the consequences irreversible. And as diplomacy accelerates, the line between deterrence and escalation is growing dangerously thin. A single policy idea quietly circulating in Washington is setting off alarm bells. Article 5-like security guarantees for Ukraine. It sounds technical, it sounds reassuring, but behind those words lies a far bigger question, one that could redefine the war in Ukraine and America's role in it. What does that promise really mean, and what happens if it's tested, not in theory, but on the battlefield? According to the Washington Post, the White House's consideration of offering Ukraine NATO-style security guarantees carries major and underappreciated risks. Risks not just for Kyiv, but for the United States, Europe, and the wider world. At the core of the warning is a blunt reality. Article 5 is not diplomacy, it is a commitment to fight. The report raises a question Washington has avoided for years. If defending Ukraine with U.S. troops were truly a vital American interest, why aren't American boots already on the ground? The absence of those troops, critics argue, exposes a credibility gap, one that becomes dangerous the moment a binding promise is made. Because an Article 5 type guarantee is not symbolic, it implies readiness to go to war with Russia over Ukraine. And if that commitment were challenged, if deterrence failed, political pressure inside the U.S. would be immense. At that point, Washington would face a stark choice: back down or send soldiers to the front line. And if that line is crossed, the consequences escalate fast. A direct U.S.-Russia war would no longer be hypothetical, it would be real. And it would carry a risk that overshadows everything else: the potential for nuclear escalation, a scenario the report describes as catastrophic and irreversible. Meanwhile, Kyiv is pushing in the opposite direction. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says security guarantees must come alongside any deal to end the war. Without them, he warns, peace would be temporary and Russia could strike again. For Ukraine, guarantees are not leverage, they are survival. Zelensky is now expected to meet U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida. The meeting comes amid an intense U.S.-led diplomatic push to end the nearly 4-year conflict. But the talks are colliding with sharply opposing demands from Moscow and Kyiv, and growing unease inside Washington. One promise, one obligation, one decision that could redraw red lines across Europe. As diplomacy accelerates, the stakes are rising, because an Article 5-style guarantee is not just about Ukraine's future, it's about whether the United States is prepared to risk war with Russia to defend it. And that is a question with no easy answer.
On the way to the United States, ahead of the meeting with President Trump, we discussed with our team, what we once called the Washington team, now it is the Berlin team, a broader group of European leaders, the key documents that we will be discussing with President Trump tomorrow. The main documents. Not all Europeans know all the details. They could not know all the details yet because we were working in a bilateral format plus several Europeans. There were 3 of them, and then all the others joined. We discussed 20 points. Our position on territorial issues, on the Zaporizhzhia power plant, and on financial matters. Now it is easier for us. As we said, out of the 20 points, 90% are already ready because decisions have been made. Some may like this, some may not, but nevertheless, Ukraine will receive $100 billion. This was once again emphasized by Ursula von der Leyen as well as Antonio Costa. We very much want these documents immediately after our conversation, and we very much hope there will be a constructive discussion in the United States to bring us together with European leaders, to hear all the work that has been done and to discuss it. Because there are security guarantees from the United States of America, as well as security guarantees that depend on Europeans and our European colleagues. We want to discuss all of this. I proposed to them a plan for the coming days and weeks and for meetings. They will consider it and work through it. We will have a meeting between the presidents with President Trump. We will talk specifically about these guarantees. Security guarantees are very important to me. We want them to be absolutely clear, and it is important to understand when we can have them. We have discussed this with our European colleagues as well. That is, security guarantees must come simultaneously with the issue of ending the war, because we must be confident that Russia will not resume aggression. Strong security guarantees are needed. We will discuss this, the timelines as well, I think. I also believe there will be significant attention paid to the economy, because there is money currently in Russian assets, but that is not enough to rebuild Ukraine. It is a large sum, but it's still not sufficient. We will also discuss various sensitive issues with the President of the United States. I think the conversation should be normal, and perhaps we will also join with European leaders to discuss all these issues together.
I see that all the tasks are being carried out in accordance with the plan of the special military operation, approved and developed by the General Staff. The creation of a security zone in the border regions, in the Sumy, Kharkiv, and Dnipropetrovsk regions is proceeding at a good pace. In Donbass and the Zaporizhia region, the offensive is underway along the entire line of contact. Russian troops are increasing pressure on the Ukrainian armed forces. The liberation of Dmitrov, or Mirnograd, and the liberation of the city of Huliapyle are important results of the combat operations. As for Dmitrov, this is a serious step towards the complete liberation of the Donetsk People's Republic. Huliapyle is the second largest city in the Zaporizhia region, and its liberation opens up good prospects for the development of the offensive in the Zaporizhia region. I congratulate you all on these results. Thank you very much. Now we see that there are also smart people in the West who recommend that the Kyiv authorities accept decent terms for ending the conflict and provide good basic conditions for ensuring Ukraine's security in the long historical perspective, conditions for restoring relations with the Russian Federation and restoring the Ukrainian economy. But we see that even today, unfortunately, the leaders of the Kyiv regime are not rushing to resolve this conflict by peaceful means. However, today, judging by your reports, judging by the pace we are observing along the line of contact, our interest in withdrawing Ukrainian military formations from the territories they currently occupy is practically zero for various reasons. And if Kyiv authorities are not willing to end the matter peacefully, we will achieve all the goals we have in the special military operation by military means.